Tonight, bitter cold temperatures sink in across southern Ontario. The dangerous conditions for those trying to survive the elements. Plus, new rules for landlords are coming as Waterloo City Council approves a bylaw to regulate rent evictions. And facing food insecurity, how the food bank of Waterloo Region is working to tackle the problem and how you can help. CTV News at 5 starts right now. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. Freezing cold temperatures are most certainly taking a hold on southern Ontario this week, with lows expected to dip below -20. Auto experts say it's a reminder to check your vehicle battery. The Canadian Automobile Association says right now they're getting a number of calls dealing with battery issues and general road maintenance. They expect even more battery-related calls to come in as this week goes on. CAA says when temperatures dip this low, vehicles with older batteries can struggle to even work. And keeping your battery healthy can keep you from being stuck out there in the cold.
Check your battery twice a year when that season changes, when you get your winter tires on, when you get your winter tires off. You want to make sure that your battery is in good working health. You know, not a lot of people realize that the average battery lasts about 3 to 5 years because of all of the electrical demands that we're placing on our batteries with modern vehicles.
At 6, Colton Weeds will have more tips to ensure your vehicle stays running this winter. And while these bitter temperatures are uncomfortable for many, the cold can actually be dangerous for others. Here's CTV's Rahim Ladani.
The conditions are uncomfortable at best and, as you mentioned, dangerous at worst. And it isn't just the cold that we're dealing with, it's also the wind. When there's a strong gust of wind that comes, it feels like you're getting punched in the face, especially on any areas of your skin that may be exposed. Now, there is a little bit of sunshine, if that's a silver lining, but that's doing very little to warm people up. The reality is, if you don't need to be outside today, stay indoors. However, that obviously isn't realistic for a lot of people. They have to get to work, school, they're out walking their dogs. And we've been out talking with people who are doing just that. Have a listen to what they have to say. What's your strategy today to stay warm?
You know what? I just adopted a multi-layer. I got like 3 layers under here. The gloves necessary. Lip balm.
Trying to stay warm, but yeah, pretty much you can see the snow is pretty thick and it's kind of hard to walk in the morning. So, you know. Well, welcome to Toronto. Here's the weather here.
Maybe riding into work might be off the cards today. I think I'll take the TTC.
Brisk is a fun Tuesday.
Now, while some people find it brisk and a fun Tuesday, for others it can be quite dangerous if you don't have a warm space to go. We're standing right now in front of the Cecil Community Centre, and this is one of 2 surge sites that the City of Toronto has opened. That's in addition to the 5 warming centres which are already open. Between this one and the one in the East End, there is an additional 60 spaces for people to come in. They can come inside, warm up, have a warm meal. It's also pet friendly. And now what the city does is they open these surge sites when the temperatures dip below -15 degrees. That factors in the wind chill as well. We've been chatting with one individual who has experience with these surge sites as well as a outreach worker. Have a listen to what they say.
I think the city's doing a good job as far as the statistics are concerned, but they're overwhelming and there's a lot of, I'm going to say, consternation that can't be substantiated around the Premier's office.
Even with these additional resources, you're still going to see people who have nowhere to go, which is to say that they may try to end up on the TTC system. They may try to end up in other private spaces, places like Union Station, for example.
The City of Toronto tells us that for those who are not comfortable coming inside warming centres or surge sites, that they actually have an additional set of outreach workers on the streets today, chatting with people, making sure they're okay, checking in on them, giving them blankets and sleeping bags. They also say that if you do come to one of these centres and they are at capacity, you will not be turned away. They may find you somewhere at a distance, but they will get you inside and a space to be warm. Rahim Ladani, CTV News.
Plenty of warming centers open here in Waterloo Region as well. We have a full list over on our website where you can go to get a break from this cold. Ashley's here to dive deeper into that forecast.
Yes.
And it's not just the cold. You were just telling me more snow's on the way.
That's right. We have good news and bad news. Tomorrow's temperatures will be a little bit warmer than what we've had in the last 24 hours, but with it comes a new snowfall warning to tell you about. Around 15 to 20 centimeters of snow is expected for Waterloo Region and beyond. Of course, I'll have a little bit more on that coming up with your full cast. But let's take a look at our radar right now, Leanne. You can't even tell that there is this band of precipitation on its way, but it is coming and it will start to fall in a few hours. So we are expecting yet another snow event in the next day or so. Right now, temperatures still sitting very cold, -13, feeling closer to the -22 range with wind chill, southwest winds at 32 kilometers an hour. That's, of course, causing some blowing wind at the moment.
Okay, well, we know you're going to break that all down for us a little bit later in the show. But for now, let's check some other news we're following tonight. And Waterloo City Council has voted to bring in a new bylaw targeting rent evictions. The decision means landlords will have to apply for a license when they want to issue an N13 notice requiring a tenant to move out for a renovation. They'll also have to provide proof about their plan. A tenant support liaison will be set up for eviction concerns or conflicts, along with a $20,000 tenant support fund. The nearly unanimous decision goes against the recommendation from city staff and the mayor, who applauded the work that tenant advocates are doing, but said this kind of regulation should be a provincial responsibility.
This is not work that I think we should be taking on, because this is clearly provincial jurisdiction, and we have clearly said to the province on numerous occasions, you know, please quit downloading your work to us, right? We've got more than enough work that we need to do ourselves.
The psychological impacts of this are huge. Not just getting evicted, but the process of it. And so we have to really support residents in all the ways we can with all the tools we have.
CTV's Alexandra Hollick will have reaction from housing advocates as well as the City of Kitchener, where work towards a rent eviction bylaw is currently underway there, coming up in the next hour. We are going to take a break, but first, here's what you need to know. If you enjoy ballet, Center in the Square is holding a performance of Swan Lake. It's happening February 6th. You can find tickets for that online. And we'll take a live look outside. Ashley, look at that snowfall. I can't believe there's more on the way.
I know. Let's call this the calm before the storm. Get out and enjoy a cold, brisk walk. Dress for the occasion, but get ready. Those shovels, you're gonna need them again.
Winter is here, people. All right, we'll be right back. Toys R Us could be in trouble. Several of the company's stores have shuttered across the country, including a recent closure in Guelph. There were some disappointed shoppers there today as they showed up to locked doors at the Toys R Us. A notice was posted out front at the Stone Road Mall location indicating the lease was terminated as of Saturday due to non-payment of rent. Experts say it's a trend that's playing out across the country for the franchise.
In BC, there's no more Toys R Us store. In Alberta as well. Their last store was in Calgary, which again shut down in January. So I think the number of stores that they had originally was about 100. And I think they've closed about 60 locations.
All of this comes as the Kitchener Toys R Us location is also up for sale with its future uncertain. We are here at the Food Bank of Waterloo Region, where Ashley and I will be aiming to come once a month to check in and see how things are going here at the Food Bank and how the community can help support. CEO Kim Wilhelm is here with us today. It's great to see you, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
Okay, so to start and our first segment of the year, I think fitting that we talk about food insecurity in Waterloo Region. We know that Christmas, around the holidays, was a time where people kind of come together a little bit more, come help support their neighbors and their community. How are things looking now as we head into January? Is the demand still there? Are donations still coming in?
That's a great question, and you're right. At the holiday time, people do focus more about what's happening in their community and how they can support people. It's a time of giving. But the reality is food insecurity happens all year round. It's happening 365 days a year. And the fall showed us that we are still seeing record-breaking numbers of people who are accessing food assistance. And so it's important to share with the community that we still need those donations from individuals. And when you're out at the grocery store, when you're out, if you're able to make that financial donation, it is still so important.
Now, as we all know, the cost of groceries continues to rise, not just locally, but throughout the country. How has that affected the clients that you're seeing on a day-to-day?
It's a huge impact. Over the next year, we're expecting another increase, and the average family of 4 is going to be paying about $18,000 in food expenses at the grocery store. That's about $1,000 more than what they were anticipating this year. And for people who are already stretched, for people who are already living paycheck to paycheck, that's going to make a significant difference. It also impacts the donations that we receive, because not everyone has as much extra cash flow when they're out at the grocery store to put that extra item in the bin as they're on their way out.
Very good point there, Kim.
Yeah, we know that, you know, a new year is here. A lot of people want to get involved in different things. Maybe some people want to start volunteering. So that said, how can people maybe think about coming out, helping out, whether it be through volunteering or in other ways? How can they help support?
Volunteers help us in every aspect of our operations, from working in the warehouse to helping us out at events to helping greet people at the door. We rely so heavily on our volunteers. And so if you're able to spend a couple of hours a week, we would be so incredibly grateful. There's information on our website at thefoodbank.ca with all of the available opportunities available. Maybe it's going out on the trucks with our drivers to help pick up donations. There's something truly for everyone.
Now, of course, all donations are needed and so helpful, but let's talk about what is needed right now. So we've got a few items here, Kim. Pull tab cans in particular. Now, why is this important?
Not everyone has access to a can opener, and so pull tab cans are great for people who can get quick access. And we also find that items that are in pull tab cans often are full of protein and can almost be a meal in itself. And so it's really important, especially as we're heading into the winter months and it's a little colder. We know the warmth a good meal will provide.
Absolutely.
We've also got lots of rice here as well. Is that kind of something that you guys are looking for right now?
Yeah, another thing that our inventory is actually almost completely out at. So for anyone that's out grocery shopping this weekend, if you have extra room in your budget, please consider picking up some rice or a pull tab can. We would be so incredibly grateful.
Well, there you go. It goes a long way. Of course, Kim, thank you so much for having us and for welcoming us once again this year to the Food Bank.
Thank you, and thank you for putting a spotlight on what's happening in our community.
If you're looking for something fun to do tonight, here is what you need to know. Head over to Kelsey's in Cambridge for trivia night. It's free to play, but you have to call and reserve a table ahead of time. The fun all starts at 7 o'clock. Doubt about it. It is cold out there today, and this is really just the beginning of this cold snap, Ash.
It is. We will have a little bit of a break from the cold tomorrow, Leanne, but unfortunately that means a lot more snow is on the way. Let's get right into it. Take a look outside at this hour. You can see it's not too bad. It's still, as Leanne said, very cold out there, but conditions will likely start to deteriorate by the time you get up in the morning and start to head to work in school. So what we want to do is make sure that you're giving yourself plenty of time if you have to be on the roads tomorrow morning. The road crews will be busy at work. Let's start with alerts from Environment Canada, just issuing this snowfall warning for the areas in the light purple there. You can see around 15 to 20 centimeters of snow is now expected. That'll start falling tomorrow morning and will last throughout Wednesday. 50-kilometer-an-hour winds to accompany it. In the north near Bruce Peninsula, you're still under a snow squall warning. Of course, you folks saw a heavy dumping of snow through that blizzard warning yesterday. Still another 5 to 10 centimeters to go. This is the band of precipitation that we had yesterday. That's continuing to move out overnight tonight, but we'll have a few clear breaks, but by Wednesday morning around 9 a.m. we will start to get some flurry activities. That's really going to pick up some steam throughout the day and start to taper off finally by Thursday morning, very early morning. Looking at temperatures right now around the country, starting on the west coast, it's 8 degrees in Vancouver, very warm indeed. 22 in Thompson, minus 19 in Winnipeg. That was minus 22 rather, sorry. Minus 14 in Montreal, minus 18 in Quebec City. On the east coast, minus 1 in St. John's. It's feeling minus 3 in Halifax. So everywhere's quite cold. Right now, minus 13 in Kitchener, Waterloo, but feeling much colder colder than that, with the wind chill closer to -23. Any exposed skin out there can get some frostbite, so do make sure you are covering up. -17 is expected as our overnight low, but feeling closer to the -27 range. And of course, with some flurries starting to kick up overnight. Tomorrow, as predicted, snow, but that amount has now just been increased. So ignore the 5 centimeters, likely closer to 20 centimeters now being predicted for your Wednesday in Waterloo region. For your 5-day forecast, we're looking at Thursday, 60% chance for flurries, a high of just -7. Temperatures taking another nosedive by Friday, Leanne, high of -13, but -24 overnight. That's before wind chill. But the good news is, if you take a look at that, Leanne, sunshine is expected to make an appearance by Saturday.
We are going to need it, and it is going to make all the difference with those temperatures. Ash, thanks. And while the snow and bitterly cold temperatures have settled in, it's not stopping runners from lacing up and heading outside. CTV's Bob Belichico has more.
Not that fun. I have a trip planned soon, so I'm kind of looking more forward to that than the snow.
This university runner is happy he's a sprinter who trains indoors, but for some of his teammates, running outside is part of their training.
Whenever it's like long runs, so anything over 60 minutes, we usually end up going outdoors, but when we all go together, it's not as bad.
Part of it, they have to be outside running. I mean, running around inside on an indoor track every day is not going to be conducive to, good health for them. They're going to get injuries by doing so. Plus, also getting some fresh air isn't a bad thing as well.
This runner is sticking to a New Year's resolution.
There's a lot of business of life and work and kids and family, so it's good to just get out and stretch the legs, work the lungs.
Snow, wind, or rain, it all helps with conditioning.
The winter's kind of a good time to put your base mile in for spring races, so whether you do treadmill or outside, you have to endure.
Corey Belmore, who took gold at the Detroit Free Press Marathon last year in the half marathon, says today's weather is not going to keep him inside.
I think if you're doing an easy run, as long as you have some flat, smooth, non-icy ground, it's okay to go outside.
That's not to say all of his training is outdoors.
If I'm doing any sort of efforts, controlled paces, I think the treadmill is kind of just safer. You're going to be a more consistent environment.
Belmore says having the right gear and being bundled up is important. Hat, gloves, waterproof shoes with grip, outer base layer, and layering up underneath.
The motto is be bold, start cold. So you're going to be a little cold to start, even though your layers will eventually heat up and keep you warm and insulated.
Belmore says runners have to be strategic when picking where to run.
It's better than getting to a certain route, getting in a bunch of snow, and then your feet are wet, you're slipping around, you're possibly falling. So just finding smooth, safe ground is the best.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
They are very brave for heading out there in these conditions and running in the snow. Okay, stay with us. We have more news coming up, but first, here is what you need to know before the temperatures drop again. Head to Uptown Waterloo for date night, skate night happening tomorrow. Live DJ, Latin music. It's all taking place from 6 until 8 p.m. at Waterloo Public Square.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
I'm Angie.
And I'm Sarge with Bounce 99.5's 4K Double Play.
We're giving away $4,000 for 2 songs back to back.
Listen weekdays 6A to 6P for back-to-back songs from the artist of the day.
Then go to bounce995.ca for your chance to win.
Okay, I mentioned it earlier in the show, but in tonight's Digital Dive, we have a guide to finding warming centers in Waterloo region and surrounding communities. You may be looking for somewhere to warm up and take a break from these frigid temperatures. We've got you covered on our website. Scan the QR code, download the CTV News app, or go to ctvnewskitchener.ca. Now the final 5 stories we're following. This may be disturbing to some of us who are suffering through the cold spell, but it's not what parts of southern British Columbia are dealing with. Yes, those are cherry blossoms lining a street in North Vancouver. Residents say they're used to seeing blossoms come out in February, but not this early in the year. Temperatures so far this month have been about 2 degrees warmer than average. Wow, what an opposite sight from what we are seeing here in southern Ontario. New research suggests canola remains a vulnerable export despite Canada's recent deal with China, reducing and even eliminating tariffs on canola products. The analysis from the Simpson Centre for Food and Agricultural Policy at the University of Calgary says, given that China and the United States together account for nearly 90% of Canada's canola, disruptions in these key export markets threaten dire consequences for the industry. The research paper says options to send the crop elsewhere are limited. The study points out that the European Union has restrictions on genetically modified products, essentially shutting out Canadian canola. There's another potential shakeup at Conestoga College. After opening a brand new campus in Stratford in September of last year, the college is considering leasing the property. An ad to rent the space appeared less than 2 months after it opened. The union representing full-time staff say they don't know specifics about the college's plans, but believe the college is considering renting out part of the building.
And here comes Bobrovsky all the way down the ice. And Bobrovsky's got the gloves on, and he's going after the Delkovich. We've got a goalie fight.
The gloves were off in Florida last night for a rare on-ice spectacle, an old-fashioned goalie throwdown. After a scrum behind San Jose's net, the Panthers goalie charged the length of the ice to square up with the Sharks netminder. It was the league's first goalie fight since 2020. Each goalkeeper received a 5-minute major penalty, plus an additional 2 minutes for leaving the crease, and a standing ovation from the crowd. And finally for us, a dazzling display in the sky last night as the Northern Lights put on quite the show. The stunning scenes were spotted in various regions of the world. They included Germany, parts of the U.S., China, and Hungary. The lights were sparked by what experts say was a severe geomagnetic storm. In the UK, heightened solar wind activity pushed geomagnetic levels high enough for the aurora borealis to be seen across a wide area, including places well south of their typical range. Wow, absolutely stunning images, beautiful colors. Would have been incredible to see this in person as well. We'll leave it there. Thanks so much for watching. We're back at the top of the hour. Tony Grace has your news at 6 for now. Over to CTV National. Good night.